All right, Libra, very interesting pull here. I think that this is really about, because with supernatural, I look at this as the high priestess, right? This is about you tapping into your intuitive abilities here and taking control of your destiny. So from lay vampires, supernatural, inexplicable, miraculous, and otherworldly, and then destiny from chakra wisdom. Destiny is about taking control of where your life is headed, daring to choose to have life the way that you want it, right? A lot of times we feel like we're not even in control of our own destiny, but looking at supernatural, it's almost like something unexplainable happens that is going to lead you to, a place where you feel like you are on the right path, that you are making the choice here to follow your own destiny. All right, Libra, here's your overall for the week, the Eight of Wands. So communication is what I see first and foremost with this deck. And I say that because of this here. So with the Eight of Wands being the overall, it also does talk about fast moving energy, fast situations, needing things to move quickly, wanting to act quickly here. But then, like I also say with the Eight of Wands, it could be, watching everything just kind of fall into place for you right now. But communication. Now, in the past, the Five of Pentacles, all right. So if we're talking about communication being the overall with the Five of Pentacles as the past, it may be that you need to reach out to somebody because you feel like you don't know what's going on. With the Five of Pentacles, beyond dealing with financial strain, this is really about not being in the know, right? Like not feeling like you're a part of what is going on. I don't think it's about you rejecting something. I think it's about you being pushed out and needing some information. Okay, so in the present, the Hermit, yeah. I look at that and I think for a lot of you, you may feel like you have been put into isolation, but I feel like this is what is happening to you, not what you are doing to someone else. I feel like with that Eight of Wands being the overall that, you're going to have to reach out and say something here, with the Hermit reflecting on it for quite some time, and then you have Virgo sitting here. But I look at this and I think you can't keep yourself separated from a situation here because, again, I go back to the Eight of Wands and think you need to communicate. You need to reach out. Future conditions, the Knight of Wands, and then you may have to get up and go, right? I mean, definitely travel with the two of these, but with the Knight of Wands, this could be about you being like in a place where you don't really know, you don't feel like you are a part of a situation or a person's life here. You may be doing some really deep soul searching with the Hermit, right? Because he is looking at the star in his lantern. But I worry about some of you feeling like you're being put in isolation because somebody is constantly in and out with what they're telling you. But you're not getting the full information, though. I get that a lot from this. And a lot of that is because of the Five of Pentacles. Now, it could just be that you're wanting to be left the hell alone. If you're not going to include me, then just leave me be. Like, I just need some time here to think about things. But, either way, the Knight of Wands, right, it's getting up and getting after something here. But I feel more so it's about you needing to reach out, especially if you have somebody who is constantly like on and off with what they are telling you or what they're communicating to you. It's like you're not even a part of what is happening in their life almost. And it may just be that this is someone close to you and they're constantly on the go and you don't even really know what they're doing. They only tell you so much. But it's not like, it's funny because I would expect to see the Page of Swords, but it's not like that. It's not like somebody is using information against you. It's not like they're being dishonest or distruthful. I just feel like you're not a part of what is happening with someone. Your best path to follow, the Eight of Cups. there are some things you're going to have to take a look at. And again, I go back to the Hermit, right? What is it that you're feeding into and not getting anything out of? You know, with this one being here as the advice, you know, it's needing to stop giving to a situation that is no longer fulfilling you. You know, and that may be the situation here. Like, I can't do this if you're not going to include me, or if you're not going to make me a part of what is going on. Then why am I continuing to do this? You know? Wow, Libra. Okay, so now in your environment, the Fool. You know, I look at this and I feel like, you know, you have had a lot of faith in a person or in a situation here. I feel more so that this is going to have to do with someone. This is going to have to do with someone who, you know, is just not including you in. They're not making you a part of their life, which is why with the Hermit, you may feel like you're in isolation here. But with the Fool, it's like, you know, I took a leap on this, but I'm alone. I'm not, you know, involved. I'm not being included. You know, and I say that because of these two, you know. Oh man, your hopes and your fears, the Hangman. Waiting to see a different perspective, waiting to see more in a situation, being put in, you know, the Hangman position, right? But you're also allowing this to happen to you. Wow, Libra. Wow. You know, I feel like, I still feel like there is a need for you to reach out. You know, reach out and make this connection here, you know, so that this becomes a 10. You know what I'm saying? So that this can complete out, right? Because I don't think that you're wanting to abandon somebody. I don't think that, you know, you're wanting to just give up here. But, you know, I look at all of this and I think somebody is keeping you in this position. You know, you feel like you're bound to a situation with the Hangman, right? Waiting to see something different, waiting to hear something here. But you are being put in isolation here with the Hermit. You know, but it's an opportunity to do some self-reflection here about, you know, why do you continue to do this if you're not getting anything, if you're not being included, right? Wow, Libra. Oof. And then coming out the Nine of Swords. God damn. Oh, man. I look at that and I feel like with the Fool being in your environment, regret. And then not only that, but if you're not receiving, you know, communication, if you're constantly sending the communication out, but then not really knowing anything, it would make sense that, you know, what is going on? Your thoughts are like all over the place here about the situation, you know, constantly having to deal with somebody being in and out with what they're telling you, right? But you took a leap in this, but yet you're alone. With the Three of Swords looking at the Five of Pentacles, it's breaking your heart. I mean, that's basically it, because you're being, you know, cast aside here, right? Separated from what is happening, you know, but you had faith in this and took a leap here on this. But, you know, with the King of Cups, this could be the person here, you know, and I look at this and I feel like you're alone. You don't have the support of this King of Cups, especially with the Nine of Swords being there, constantly worrying about what are they doing, what are they thinking, you know, what is happening, how are they feeling, but you don't know. Now, with the Tower, you know, I kind of go back to this Eight of Cups, and I feel like, you know, it definitely could be about you doing something drastic here or making, you know, a drastic change only because of this not knowing and your thoughts going into a negative place. Now, with the Tower, it could be that what comes through is a shock to you. You know, Now, if you're looking at it in terms of the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands here and coming out into the Nine of Swords, it may be that, you know, you're done. You're done being isolated. You're done being caught up in, you know, the nightmare thinking, and you make the drastic change here and move. Like, move on, get away. But either way, you know, looking at the Tower coming out, man, right? This is not what you thought it was going to be. This is not the situation that you thought you were getting involved with this person, right? And this is only going to be for those of you who are dealing with somebody who is not making you a part of what is happening, what they're doing, because, you know, you wouldn't be looking at all of this here if that wasn't the case, you know. I don't think that you feel like you're stuck with this. I feel like there's a part of this situation that you're going to be like bound to, definitely, with the Hangman. But I still see the door open here for you to go, to move on, to take a different path, even though, you know, you've done this with this person possibly here, and it just didn't go the way that you had expected, you know. But, right, like, you are in control of your own destiny here. You know, and with supernatural, it could just be that, you know, something unexpected happens that opens the door up for you to take back control of where your life is headed. And then passion. And then with the Knight of Wands, right, like, that goes both ways. You know, you need to have passion. You need to have get up and go. You know, especially if you're dealing with somebody who's constantly in and out with their own passion and leave you wondering what the hell is going on. New path emerging. There is a new path emerging for you, absolutely. But it's going to be destructive at best with the Tower coming out. You know, but your inner power here is going to help lead you to passion. You know, a better passion here, right? Leading to you being able to follow your passion, you know, but you're going to have to tap into that inner power here to take a new path, even though you may have done this before. It's not bad. Like, I look at it and I think, you know, this is happening for a reason, right? But you are going to have to look at this and say, you know, enough is enough, you know. All right, let's take a look at Whispers of Love. And then speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. You know, and it may be that you need to communicate here in a loving way that I'm making a different choice here. Because you can't, you know, keep dealing with a situation where somebody is like keeping you in the dark about what is going on, and then, you know, having your thoughts go in all kinds of different places here and regretting having, you know, faith in this situation, because you're on your own with the Hermit, you know. This one feels heavy because of the way that it's coming out. You know, but ultimately, to me, this is one of those things where it's up to you. Anybody can tell you that you need to end this situation or to walk away, right? And your advice here is to clearly look at, you know, what you're giving to this situation and what you're actually getting out of it. All right, Libra. This one, ooh, man. Like I said, this is only going to be for those of you who feel like you are not a part of what is happening with someone's life. You know, I do feel like you took a leap here and wanting to be involved, but here you are left alone and in the dark. You know, I do feel like you are the one that is being put into isolation. I don't think that you're purposely isolating yourself, because I'm looking at the Eight of Wands as the overall. If we're talking about communication, you know, this is definitely in and out communication here. You know, you may be the one that's constantly reaching out, but then not getting anything back here, which would lead to the Nine of Swords and having fear and anxiety over what is going on because you don't know. You don't know because it's not being returned. Now, I also feel like looking at the way that it's coming out, You know, there might be a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding your ability to create, you know, drastic change in your life here and to move on, right? To follow your passion. You know, because with the Knight of Wands, I do feel like you're leading to a place here where you need to get over fears and anxieties and go. But I do think it's because of a person here, because, you know, I mean, this makes sense to me, right? Having faith in somebody, but then yet you're on your own here. You know, they're not being supportive with the King of Cups, right? And possibly a water sign. But, you know, with the Five of Pentacles coming through, I think that you are being pushed out by this person. You know, I think you're still very much involved with them, but then at the same time, it's like you have no idea what the hell is going on. Not knowing how they feel, not having any kind of, you know, direct communication here. And then with the Eight of Cups being your best path to follow, and then looking at the Hangman, you know, I do think that for some of you, you may feel like an obligation to someone. But with the Eight of Cups, right, there needs to be a look at, you know, what is it that you're continuously giving into involving this person or situation that you're not getting shit out of. Now, I go back to these two and feel like, yeah, something is happening that's unexplainable here, that is like, I want to say like snapping you out of it because of the Tower showing up as a clarifier for the Nine of Swords, not wanting to be in the nightmare phase. But looking at these, you know, again, you are in control of your own destiny. You're in control of, you know, what happens. You have the choice here to live your own life. And then you are limitless, right? And just looking at these two, I do think with Speak the Language of Love, it's you needing to reach out and communicate that, yeah, I'm making a different choice this time. You know, like I keep getting the I can't do this if you're not going to tell me what the hell is going on. You know, and then looking back at Supernatural, right, it's almost like saying, like, look, I can't read your mind, right? Like, I know that something isn't right, but why aren't you telling me? You know, but then I look at these and think that, you know, this is an opportunity for a new path for you, but you have to reach into your inner power here to follow your passion. You know, and again, I kind of go back to that Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and then coming out, like, it's time to get out of the nightmare, right? And make that drastic change for you. Needing to get up and go, needing to leave, you know, no longer trying to avoid the fact that, you know, things need to change in a really big way and really quickly for you. It's almost like with the Eight of Wands, I feel like you have to do it, you have to do it now. Just do it, right? But like I said, this is going to be for those of you who are dealing with somebody who is just wanting to keep themselves separate from you, but yet there's still like an attachment there. You know, it's not that you're emotionally attached, but with the Hangman, like, you know, reading around on this person consistently here to start like saying something to you, you know. I would just say, Libra, that, you know, if you don't want to feel like you are being, you know, isolated and pushed out anymore, then maybe it's time for you to start communicating that or just make the drastic change that you need to make.